Item 10D, you're on again, Marty. Adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a construction contract with Green Growth Industries, Inc. for the Huntington Avenue Landscape Improvement Project in the amount of $107,773, approving a construction contingency of $17,000, approving a total budget in the amount of $141,773, and appropriating $18,773 from Measure A funds. Jimmy?
Thank you. The Transit Corridor Pedestrian Connection Improvement Program within the CIP includes 4 different projects to create a pedestrian-oriented environment, improve a streetscape, and ensure access to between public areas and transit stations and residential neighborhoods. The item tonight is regards to one of the 4 projects within the program. And back in 2012, the city completed a construction project of curb ramps and sidewalk repairs along San Bruno Avenue from El Camino Real to Huntington Avenue. And this project included the landscape improvements along the open area on Huntington Avenue, just north of Interstate 380. The intent of the landscape improvement project is to create a more pleasant place for pedestrians traveling to and from BART Station and Caltrain Station. The project will also enhance and beautify the parcel with new trees and shrubs. In order to complete the project, the city submitted a grant application in December 2012 and received a federal grant in the amount of $265,000 for the construction costs under the Metropolitan Transportation Commission 1 Bay Area Grant Program. On February 2nd, staff conducted a bid opening for the project and received 1 bid. Staff came to council on February 23rd to reject the bid due to the bid lacking disadvantaged business enterprise information as required by Caltrans. A resolution was adopted to re-advertise the project for bid, and staff made extra efforts to get additional bidders to bid on the project. Notice to bidders was sent to 81 contractors, landscaping contractors, also posted on the city's website, and provided to 5 construction distribution centers. However, only 2 bids were received, one from Green Carpet Landscaping in the amount of $89,500, and the other from Green Growth Industries for close to $108,000. Staff evaluated the bids and determined the low bid was non-responsive. The contractor didn't show that they took all the necessary and reasonable good faith efforts measures to meet the disadvantaged business enterprise goal of 5%. And the DBA's goal is required since the project is federally funded. In addition, the completed addenda certification and notarized non-collusion affidavit was not provided by the contractor as required in a contract document. So staff is recommending to reject the low bidder's bid and award the project to the second lowest bidder, Green Growth Industries. And Green Growth Industries has completed numerous projects for public agencies in Cupertino and Palo Alto and Tiburon. Staff contacted the references provided, and the general feedback from the public agencies were that they're a good landscaping contractor that's willing to stand by the quality of their work. Staff does not anticipate any public impact during construction since the site is located outside the travel lanes. The temporary lane closures may be necessary during construction, and residents will be informed of the lane closures prior to construction via direct mailings as well as postings on the city's website. If awarded, the construction is anticipated to be completed in around September. As for the project's budget, it's the fiscal year 2015-16 CIP budget for the project includes the allocation of $265,000 in grant funding, along with about $19,000 in Measure A funding. The Measure A funding was used to complete the design and bid phases. Since the grant funding was a lot, significantly more than the estimated construction cost, the City and County Associate of Governments, the CCAG, contacted the city to inform the staff regarding the budget reallocation. And the staff was told that the grant funding was reduced to about $123,000. Although the grant funding is sufficient to cover the construction contract for Green Growth Industries, an additional appropriation of about $19,000 is needed to supplement the project construction budget for construction contingency and staff management and inspection. Since this project requires additional appropriation for Measure A funds, the City Council choose not to award a construction project if the budget or maintenance of the landscaping is of concern. However, the City would lose the grant funding for the project, which will be returned back to the state. This concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Good. Any questions? Ken?
Jimmy, how many trees?
Sorry, I don't know the number of trees.
$107,000. So the fiscal impact is really only $18,000.
Correct.
Right, and that just comes from Measure A.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Action by the council?
I'll introduce the resolution.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Rico Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibera.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Marty Medina.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.